What is up, guys? Welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned, where we talk everything bourbon, whiskey, and of course, old fashions. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about single barrels. So, I always kind of get this question a lot, like, why is barrels better? Why are they more expensive? I get tons of questions about single barrels in general, and lately, I've been picking up quite a few. So, I want to kind of talk about it. We're going to drink about them. We're going to have some pours, but what I find kind of funny, today is going to be the 1 year anniversary of the channel. Yay, whatever. But one of the cool things about single barrels that I've kind of realized is I tend to like them more. One of my favorites, which we're going to go ahead and start off with, probably my favorite single barrel that I picked this year compared to its, just regular non-single barrel form is going to be the St. Augustine Distilleries. Right, you can go pick up their normal bottle. I believe it's like 88 proof, and it's good, right? Nothing wrong with that, but it's 88 proof, right? That's kind of the big issue with that one. So for their single barrel version, right, this one's rocking in at, I can't even remember, 110 proof, right? 110 proof. Doesn't say it on there, but I believe it's 110 proof. And it's got so much more flavor. So a lot of people ask why. I think a lot of distilleries are going to hold their better barrels for single barrel picks for people to buy separately rather than their mass produced shit. So that's one main reason why. But either way, welcome to the stream. Happy Friday. Happy almost Christmas. Happy Christmas? Fuck. What are we in, Harry Potter? Merry Christmas. Anyway, let's check the chat and let's get the party started. Bourbon Daddy says, happy 1 year, bro. Cheers. Suka says, let's go. Beers? No, we got pours, baby. Thomas says, cheers, everyone, with a Santa. Bro, I should have broke out the Santa stuff. Thomas, welcome to the chat. Mr. Joker says, good evening, family. How is everyone doing? Ready for Christmas? Happy 1 year. Love being able to be a part of the journey. Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, bro. I'm ready for Christmas. I want to do the holiday stuff, but I'm also ready to be done with it too. I like it, but I've been busy. So anyways, welcome to the stream. So again, kind of diving into single barrel stuff. Obviously, Ruby in the chat says hello. I missed that one. My bad. Anyway, kind of the big reason why I think single barrels are better is simply going to be because I do think the distilleries kind of hold off their better barrels for individual purchase, so that way they can get something like this compared to their baseline stuff. So let's dive into this pour real quick. Life from a Patio? I can barely read it. It says, cheers all, Merry Christmas, happy 1 year, bro. Appreciate it. What a sick logo that guy got. That's delicious. Man, it's been a minute. I traveled. I had some of the Four Roses yesterday, but that's all I had with me. Thomas says, sipping on Heaven's Door, single barrel, single cask strength, 127.4 proof Tennessee whiskey. Perfect segue to my second point, Thomas. That sounds good. I've never had Heaven's Door, though. I heard it wasn't that great, but a lot of people do like it. I just haven't had it. Anyway, second point is going to be proof, right? Almost every one of my single barrels that I have up here that I feel like I like a lot they just happen to be really high proof. Not really high, but moderately high. You got the Lucky 7 that we just picked up. That's 119.6. You have the Nulu Double Oak Wheated, which is going to be 122 proof. And then the Four Roses that we just picked up is going to be 110 proof, I believe. Or, what was it? 61% alcohol. I can't remember off the top of my head. Lopez says, why couldn't we get a normal live stream? Bro, I'm surprised you're here this early. Welcome to stream, Lopez. I did it for you. I know you're pretty stoked about this stuff. Anyway, proof's a big one for me, right? When you buy a single barrel, typically it's going to be more expensive, right? And if you're going to be paying a little bit more money, sometimes you want a little bit more to it. And I think proof is a good selling point for single barrels in general. So I think having a little bit higher proof also kind of helps that level of making that bottle a little bit more individual, a little bit more special. So obviously you have the difference from the baseline and you got the proof. Two big factors to me. Those probably are, I mean, you probably end it there, but there's still a lot to kind of dive through on that. Joker says Lopez is a wrench. Heck yeah. Oh, were you not here for that, Joker? Dang, he's had one for a hot minute. I think another good point to the single barrel stuff is going to be like, for example, this Nulu double oak wheated. I see the Nulu double oaks quite often. I've seen them at 2 or 3 different liquor stores around me, which means if it's around here, they're pretty much everywhere, because Florida kind of doesn't keep shit on the shelf unless it's like just everywhere. But I've never seen the wheated one, and a lot of times distilleries will make a like limit release or a special edition as a single barrel, like super limited run. So I think having something like that, like obviously Lucky 7, this is a single barrel, but they have their baseline stuff. You can get the holiday toast. They don't sell them all year round typically, unless it's just sitting on shelves, but I've only seen them around the holidays. But this wheated one, I can't find that one. If I did, I'd buy them all probably. I would have an unhealthy amount of that bottle if I saw them on the shelf. Joker says, no, I wasn't there for that one. LOL, I was supposed to get the pity wrench. LOL. Oh, he said pie, but I understood what you meant. I don't know. I could have swore he's been had one. So this one, we haven't done this one on stream yet, but this one's gonna be let me slide everything down just a little bit. I'll just leave this one back here. So this Four Roses single barrel is gonna be from Wild Whiskeys. It's typically where I get a lot of my single barrel picks. It's gonna be 11-year and 3-month age statement, right? It's gonna be OESF, 75% corn, 20% rye, 9% malted barley. A lot of people say they really like this one. What did it say on this thing? I like how it kind of came with a little tag. Kind of told you which, coating kind of has which profiles to it. This one says mint, fruity, and full body. I don't know if it was like trying to like sell me, but I was like, all right, I'm here for it. This is the only one they had. It's not like they had a plethora to pick through, but that's the one they had. I also got into a little raffle to win the actual barrel. I thought that was kind of cool. Not that I would know what to do with it, but we'd figure something out, right? Joker says, I can see because Tux isn't doing his job. They need someone they can count on. I mean, Lopez shows up. He just may not show up on time. That's all. Anyway, I'm going to set this pour over here for a second because we're going to dive into the Four Roses. And we can talk about it. Let me... Dun, dun, dun. I can't get off this piece. There we go. Anyway, Four Roses. So fun fact about Four Roses. Had Four Roses at the wedding, my wedding, not the wedding, but it wasn't a single barrel or the small batch or any of the fun ones, right? We had the just regular Four Roses. It was actually super cheap comparatively to a lot of stuff. So we ended up having a ton left over, and that's one of the bottles that was like the very first one that started like the shelves. For example, I think it was just the table back then, but yeah, I had that one, and I had a disgusting amount for a while because we had so much extra. But it's a cool pour, right? I typically will make old fashions with it just for fun, but the baseline stuff, low proof, it's just really sweet. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of complexity to it, but this one, I stayed at the Cherokee Hotel last night in North Carolina as for work, and I was like, you know what? Let's have a little pour. Now I learned 2 things. First thing, if I'm ever gonna do pours, simply only out of Glens. I kind of knew that already though, and I thought I packed one, but I didn't. Right? I didn't even pack a rocks glass or nothing. I was like, the hotel's got to have something, right? They gotta have something to drink out of, and they have these little plastic cups, typically for like water, I'm guessing. And I'm like, that's what we used to use back in the day. We just pour it in whatever. So I poured it in this plastic cup, and it wasn't the same experience, which kind of weakened the pour. I was not actually a fan, but it was just like the whole experience of it, not the actual pour. I was like, the liquid tastes good, but I'm not a fan of this process. That's when I realized that I feel like I might be getting a little bit bougie when it comes to bourbon now. Not that I was trying to be, but I need a glass. Little Old Fashioned in the chat says, hopefully everyone is doing well. Love a good old fashioned cocktail. I think we all do here. I was gonna grab the ice, not the good ice. You know, I don't prepare with myself, but I didn't. So we're just gonna do a couple pours tonight. I'm not planning for this live stream to be like super super long. We'll get a few pours. I mean, you know, who knows? Already, first sip. I just want to throw out there. This is a million times better in a glass rather than a plastic cup. Don't believe me? Go try a plastic cup. It was one of those thin ones, you know, the see-through things. Not a fan. Not a fan of those. Hotels, they got to step their game up, especially because it wasn't like a cheap room. It wasn't like a motel, right? We had the mountain premium room with the view. There was no view, by the way, but they got me. They sold me. Louis in the chat, welcome back, bud. Says, what's up, friends? You know, drinking a little, talking a little. My nose is a little stuffed up. Right? I drove like the drive's normally like a 9-hour drive from North Carolina to me. Well, no, actually, no. Let me rephrase that. It was supposed to be like a 7-hour drive. But because of all the traffic of everybody traveling for the holidays, understandably so, but I was not happy about it. It ended up taking like 9 to 10 hours. So I was dying in the car. My nose was a little stuffed up because of it. So just bear with me on the taste and notes. What is it? Did this one say minty, or was that for a different one? OESF, mint, fruity, full body. Yeah, definitely get a little bit of mint on there, like kind of like a green, earthy mint. Like, does that make sense? Like fresh mint. That's what I would go with. Not like a menthol or anything like that, but like a fresh mint. You get a little bit of like that cherry kind of red fruit vibes to it as well. I get that. I do get a little bit of spice on there though. That might be coming from the rye. Overall, it smells like Four Roses. Makes sense. No, it's decent. It's definitely a decent nose. Not a ton of ethanol in it. I'm dying. What's the proof on this? I'll look it up. Oh, okay, yeah. About 110 proof. Steve says, you just still? You just still? Am I just still? I don't know. I mean, I'm just sitting down if that's what you mean, but. Louis says, love me some single barrels. Here in Chicago, there is a 1792 single barrel, Lucky 7 double oak. Single barrel. Yeah, we got the Lucky 7 right here. Bro, the Lucky 7 double oaks are money. I'm a big fan of that these holiday season, you know? But yeah, kind of what I was saying, kind of recap, I think single barrels are better. That's like a fun statement to say, but overall, I have never had a single barrel that I've been like super disappointed with, right? I didn't even bring it all down because I just didn't have room, but my favorite New Rift is still going to be the single barrel bourbon, right? I have the 8-year bourbon. I have the 8-year rye. I have the malted rye sherry finish, barrel proof. That one's a mouthful, but those are all good. Don't get me wrong. They're not bad, you know. But the single barrel just is a little bit better, and that's actually a cheaper one than everything else I just named off. So for me, like, you gotta outweigh the price versus the what you're getting. Kind of brings me to the St. Augustine one. The St. Augustine one normally you can get for like $35, $40, something like that. I can't remember, but I remember this one only being $5 more than their normal baseline, which $5 more for almost 30 more proof points. That was like a steal. I don't know if this was on sale now I'm kind of thinking about it, but because I got this for under 50. Totally worth it under the 50. Now, granted, you kind of get the other side too, right? The double oak weeded. Now, I can't get the weeded one, but the normal double oak is going to be 75, $80 on the shelf, but double oak weeded single barrel was like 100. So kind of give and take there. Lucky 7, again, you can buy that one for $70 ish, but it's like 85 for their single barrel. But I kind of trade off saying, hey, you're getting a little bit more proof, you're getting a little bit more hand selected barrel, but for a couple extra dollars. Miss Lopez says, don't forget to smash the like button, folks. Yeah, don't forget to throw the boy a couple likes. Maybe subscribe if you haven't already. We are hitting our 1-year YouTube anniversary, not our live stream anniversary. I honestly, I forgot, right? I've been going based off of our live stream anniversary, which is basically New Year's. So I completely, I forgot. I was driving home and YouTube gave me a little alert and said, hey, happy anniversary. I said, oh shit. Guess that's the day. So luckily it was Friday. It just happened to work out. Honestly, I was about to cancel live stream because I'm tired. That drive beat the hell out of me. So, but I was like, for our 1-year anniversary, it's like we're dating, right? I can't forget about you. I brought you flowers. That was good, right? If you drop a like for that one. I didn't even plan that. It just works. Softball. But anyway, so this Four Roses one. This one's got a little bit of controversial with it because it keeps raising in price, right? They used to be like $75, and they went to like 80. Now they're kind of getting to 100, 110, and it's not like they're getting that much better over the couple of years, but it's just kind of like inflation on them. They are getting a little bit more hype as far as some people are hyping up certain codes on them. I don't know that off the top of my head, so I'm not even going to attempt to remember that. I'll say for $100, it's still worth it, but I wouldn't be going farther than that. But even if it was $100, if one of these kind of fell in my lap and I found it there, I'm probably going to choose those over it just simply because I feel like those are a little bit more worth it. Miss Mabel Bassett says, just poured myself 126 proof. Oh, 126 proof barrel dovetail. Okay. See, that sounds good too. Mr. Lopez says, I hear the dovetail is tasty. I hear it. The dovetail is really good. But yeah, so single barrels has kind of been the go-to lately on the channel. If you guys been watching the past couple live streams, I think majority of them have been single barrels. From the St. Augustine's to the Lucky 7. Obviously, we got this one, which is still, we'll probably release what I believe is going to be like my bourbon of the year, and we'll try to do something to maybe blind them up or something, but that one's still close neck in the running. This one's got some heat to it too, so I mean, I'm not always the biggest fan of toasted, but this one's bringing some flavor. This one's not going to win bourbon of the year, but it's good. I really do like the mint aspect of this one, and like that green kind of earthy feel. It just, I don't know, feels different, you know? Like I got Four Roses, it just doesn't, I don't know, it does something for me, you know? Anyways. Ms. Mabel says, it's not my favorite of theirs, but it's nice for sure. Okay, well, which one's your favorite? That's what we need to know. Louis says, my first New Riff single barrel was licorice with marmalade finish. With a marmalade finish. Like that was the tasting notes, or did you get some like something that I don't know about? Licorice? I mean, I get it's kind of like a red candies. I could get that. I'll pour that up after these, just to remind myself. I remember it being like a little bit of cinnamon. The cinnamon I kind of remember was just like a different one on that New Riff. Tons of caramel, tons of vanilla, but like with a red fruit kind of vibes. More like a maybe it was plum. I'll report. We'll figure it out. Miss Mabel says the Four Roses good, and it's MSRP available in my area. The Four Roses, like small batch stuff like that, those are all good too. Don't get me wrong. This one's a single barrel select from the liquor store around here, so typically they just cost more. They just usually do. Oh, Vantage has been my favorite barrel product so far. All right. You got to keep our eyes peeled for that one. Lopez says, I have a sample of a 15-year gray label barrel product that is pretty damn good. He thinks it's a Dovetail. Okay. I mean, a 15-year? That sounds exciting. So, with whoever's in the chat, I almost went to the liquor store today to go pick it up, but I didn't. I'm like up in the air for like which one I want to get. So, I have my points for the liquor store that I normally go to. And there's two main bottles that I've been debating on getting. I'm debating either getting the Jack 10-year. They don't have the 12-year anymore. I would have already got it because I want the 12 for sure. Jack 10, though, is only like 96 proof, right? And both of these would be for MSRP, by the way. So I can pick up either Jack 10 or I can pick up a Stag. Most people are going to go with Stag just because of the hype. You know, I got some Buffalo Trace products. I don't have a Stag, but I've had it. It's good. I've never had Jack 10, though. So let me know your thoughts. Which one of those should I pick up? Obviously, I'm going to drink it on stream, all that stuff. So, but anyway, Four Roses. That one had a really minty finish on that one. I like it. I like it a lot. I'll probably do like a full kind of more in-depth review on this one later on. But for now, we're going to take the Four Roses off, slide this over here so I can have a little bit more space. Kind of one of the final things about single barrels that I do kind of like, and this isn't everywhere, right? This is around me though, so I like to tell you guys my experiences with things, and that way you can kind of see what I'm thinking, right? So the liquor store that I like the most is called Wild Whiskeys, right? It's where most of my single barrels are from, besides this one. Well, and half of them that were up here today were from there. No, I'm thinking about it. I got a lot, so I kind of got stuff everywhere. But the one that I like going to is called Wild Whiskeys, right? And they have a point system, right? Hence, we're talking about the points. Some people like them, some people don't. When it comes to the point system, I like it because it just gives me an opportunity to buy something for MSRP without having to like really hunt for it. I like doing the other stuff other places, but I like to have a spot that I kind of normally go to. The other part, what I was going to say is when it comes to like the holidays for them, right? If you buy a single barrel pick rather than a baseline product, they're usually entering you into some kind of giveaway, which is fun, right? Who doesn't love a good giveaway? For their holiday stuff, for Thanksgiving, they gave away a one of the Weller or William LaRue's, whatever you want to call them, and then a Pappy Lot 12 or Pappy 12-year Lot B. So we gave those two away, and he's given away two more that are kind of hidden. But it entered me into the giveaways, and that was like what I'm trying to get at is sticking with one liquor store, buying their single barrels kind of helps kind of get you in the door for other stuff too, which is why I got so many, because I was like, I'm winning those bottles. So I got my tickets over there. So when they call it, maybe we go live and we say, hey, announce it live so you can see my reaction of me winning. Anyway, let me get back to the chat. Thomas says, Jack 10, everyone seems to have a stag besides me. That's the issue. It's like, the issue is like, I don't know if Jack 10's good. I know the stag's good, right? Jack 10, I probably could get online for a little bit cheaper. Stag, I'd have to pay like a pretty penny online if I really wanted it. Lopez says, if you were to get either one of those, I can cash in one of my samples from my 3 race win. You can cash in. You may want to cash in on some of these single barrels though, bro. All of these are really good. Miss Mabel says, honestly, I keep not buying the Jack cast strength, and I keep feeling like an ass every time I do the Jack. Oh, I do the Jack. The Jack cast strength. Am I missing something here? Oh, the this one, Jack Daniel's single barrel, the barrel proof. This is really good. Don't pass on that one. What's funny is I saw somebody posted, I don't remember where. Somebody else got a small one on purpose of the barrel proof rye. They had 131 proof. So because everybody likes to make fun of my little baby Jack, but this is 133.3 proof. The only reason I bought it is because it was the highest proof one. I said, yeah, I gotta get that. The other ones, the bigger bottles, was like 120, 119. And I was like, let me get that one. So Lopez says, Miss Babel, the cast strength Jacks are really good. I'd take one if you can. Agreed. That one, the rye, even the triple mash, the red label one, that one's really good as well. That one's probably actually my favorite one so far. It just got like this berries and red fruits note to it that I just like. I'm a big berries guy. I don't know. Sounds weird to say that, but that's what I like. Smoking Oak says, where are you located, man? I'll send you a sample of the Jack 10 and 12. I'm located in Florida. Lopez says, those Jack Daniel's barrel proof ryes are good. I've had a sample of one at a liquor store, but I've not had I don't own one. Every time I find it, it just feels like it's a little overpriced. I don't feel like paying that much because I know it's not going to be my favorite rye. It's just not. It's good. It's just not my favorite rye because I'm picky. What was the proof? I'm like way off. That was my bad, guys. This Four Roses has got to be 121, 110, 121 proof on the Four Roses. It's been a long day, boys. That's my fault. So the Lucky 7's 119.6 proof, 59% alcohol. The Four Roses is 61, so we're looking at about 121 proof. I was like drinking this, I was like, this is like water, like comparatively. But this one's got like that nice little toast, little marshmallow action. It reminds me of like s'mores, right? Because it does have a little bit of the chocolate note. It has this like fluffiness to it, which is another weird way to describe things, but it's really good. I debated picking up another one of these just because I like it. And I don't know if I like it only because it's the holidays and it fits the vibe, or do I just like want it all the time? That'd be the question. JC, just subscribe. Welcome to the family. Thomas says, I have 131 proof Jack Daniel's rye. See, now we're talking. That's what it's like. Is yours one of the 375s, or is yours is yours small or big? Let me know. He's like, actually, two of them. Both the same proof. Liz says, cheers, boys, and congratulations for 1 year. Hey. What's crazy is like I'd say for the channel, we had a decent year, right? We hit over 1,500 subs. I don't know where we're at right now. Almost 1,600. We're in between there. Almost monetized. We've been playing possum with that. But in reality, like, we had a ton of stuff go on this year. We moved. We had to rebuild the studio setup. Obviously, the kid came and made us not post for a while. We had March Madness. We had all types of stuff going on. So, we got our fantasy football league in second round of the playoffs. If you guys didn't know for that stuff, it's Tuxedo versus IROC's son. Not IROC, but his son's in there. And then me versus the wife. It's touch and go in the household, but we're going through it. Thomas says 750 milliliter. Okay. See, that's if I could find another Jack Daniel's barrel proof, single barrel proof, or the rye for that matter, and I could find it above like 130, I probably would buy it. That sounds like super like proof snobby, but like I know I really like that one, but it's probably mainly because of the proof. So if I saw something like just abnormal, then I would buy it. But like the normal stuff, I'd buy it too, but I just have so much that I don't, you know what I mean? Tuxedo says, speaking of Tux, we've been talking about you the whole stream, bud. You're like the highlight of the show. You're late, by the way. I need you to see HR about the point system, so. Anyways. So again, we'll recap and we'll kind of finish on this. As why is single barrels better, or are they better? In my opinion, they are, for a few reasons, right? You got usually the best barrels being selected for single barrels, right? Typically, they're coming with higher proof. Typically, they're not that much more money than their baseline products, but in some cases, like the St. Augustine, they are drastically, like light years better than their base product. This one was like 30-point proof difference and only a $5 price difference. So like something like that, that's insane to me. You kind of go more localized to me, but I'm sure that it's also in your areas like that too, is like this bottle by Four Roses, those kind of single barrels that I picked up at Wild Whiskeys also entered me into giveaways and stuff like that for more expensive high-end bottles to win, just because I shopped at that store and I bought their single barrels. A lot of stores take a lot of pride in their single barrels, so if you were ever trying to work the relationship game to get more allocated stuff, buying their single barrels, or like in your case, like if your store does that, you're trying to work a relationship, if you go buy their single barrels, more than likely that's going to help you build a relationship as well. So that's kind of my thoughts on the single barrel end. So let me know. Do you think single barrel is better? You thinking, hey, I'm just going to buy whatever, and if it happens to fall in my lap, that's what I'm buying? Or you guys hate single barrels? Anyway, let's roll into a little bit more hangout vibes, and I'm going to stop talking about single barrels. I'm just going to keep drinking them. Tux says, congrats to my Call Me Old Fashioned on 1 year. Tux, it's basically year 1, year 2. Tux, what I said earlier is I actually forgot. It was the 1 year anniversary of the channel. YouTube told me, because I haven't been going based off of the actual channel. It was like 1 year ago I posted like the very first video, but let me do this. Yeah, our very first live stream was New Year's Eve. So I think that's That was the anniversary that I was going based off of. Alex says, now that hat I can wear. A little dad gang? Bro, this is like a, what do they call this? I don't know. It's a different kind of texture. It's a fabric of some kind. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But it's nice. It definitely feels nice. It's got a different little vibe to it instead of it just being like condensed. It's got a little contrasty. It's one of my favorite ones. So I like my little Santa's helper one too. I've been wearing that one a lot. But you guys see me. I go through the hats. I keep a good rotation of them. For anybody that is new, if you are a dad, you like the hats that I wear, there's a link in the description. You can get 15% off. I am affiliated though, so they usually give me some kind of incentive. I did it before I was paid, by the way. This is the only hats I wear. Actually, I have a Bass Pro hat too. Spice it up. Miss Mabel says single barrel strength is where it's at, but specialty blend might be the future. Specialty blending might be the future. Okay, it's a bold statement. I'm not gonna say I disagree with you, because you got like blenders like Nancy Fraley out there doing like some craziness with Still Austin, especially with their new Tanger, I think it's how you pronounce it, or Tagger. Cigar blend. That one has some like really long age statements in there, and apparently she blended that one masterfully. I don't know what that word is, but you get where I'm going. Perfectly. But everybody's hyping that one up. There's no way to even get our hands on it anymore. Lopez says, I was there. A weirdo from the get-go. You were. We all remember going, who's that weird guy? Tuck says, I literally remember when it was just us three. I remember that too. I remember when there was like nobody in there, so. Thomas says, I'm a sucker for single barrel store picks. That's the whole point of what this live stream was, the professional end was about, is, in my opinion, I think a lot more people like single barrels, but not everybody's like hyping them up, right? You get some pretty high, you get like the Buffalo Trace lineup. If you see a store pick of that, people just buy it, but they're more buying it because of Buffalo Trace. In my opinion, I think every single time I've picked up a single barrel, for example, short barrels, bee's knees. This one's immaculate. It's a single barrel, you know. It's I thought I heard somebody scream outside. That was crazy. But every time I pick up one, I'm like, this is really good. I've never had one I was like, this is disgusting. I hate that I bought that, right? They've all been really good. From the New Riff stuff to the Lucky 7, St. Augustine, Nulu, Four Roses. I'm typically getting different distilleries too. You know, short barrel. What else do we got in here? Oh, my, bro, somebody's just commenting fart. Hey, bud, you ain't gonna announce it when you do it, bud. Miss Mabel says, yo, same pillow since high school is weird. Wait, what? Tuck says, me and my pillow have been going strong since high school. What's happening here? Lopez says, I think that this is the longest relationship I've ever been in. I think it's time we take it to the next level then, Lopez. What do you want me to tell you? It's a lucky pillow. He said can't hear shiz. I mean, open your ears. Probably because you keep farting, bud. Thomas says, I see them, I buy them. No matter the brand, rarely been disappointed. That's a good point. That's kind of what I was just saying. It's like when I see them, I don't buy every single one. Don't get me wrong. Like there's been a High West one at the liquor store I go to. Everybody is talking about it. They say it's fairly good, but I've always skipped over it. The Russells. This was the The other one, it's almost gone, but rightfully so. But this one was a let me do this one. This one was a pick between the store and a group called Tattoos and Scars. So this one was delicious. Again, not that much more expensive than the 10-year, but it was like 20 more proof points. So that's one of the ones that was like sending me on a mission for single barrels, just because I was like, that one is light years better. The only downside about single barrels really is some people will argue the cost just because it's a couple dollars more. But my biggest concern about single barrels is like when I find one I really, really like, I almost have to go buy a backup because if not, who knows if the next barrel or the next pick is as good, you know? So I get like FOMO that I'm not going to have it anymore. So Lopez says, am I getting a ring? It depends. Tux better win his fantasy playoff so he can get you a championship ring. He said a ring pop. Hey, love that first live. We'll live stream the wedding, guys. Don't worry. Alex says, crazy. Every Friday, I log in to see if you're live. Also, you introduced me to whiskey, bourbon, etc. I appreciate it. Alex, bro, your fantasy team, as much as you didn't even play, went all the way to the playoffs. Lost in the first round of Tuxedo, but I didn't give the team away. I just let it sit there. And bro, the team was nasty, but you messed up. You should have played it. Well, boys, I really like this Lucky 7. I think I may need to pick up because of how much I like it. Is this MGP? What is this one? I can't remember. No, Barstown. I may need to go pick up because I saw a different one of these. I can't remember which one, but it had a cool ticket like this one does, and had like a fun name to it. But I think I may need to pick that up, just because I like this one a lot, and I wonder if it's just because it's that double oak, or what, you know. So you guys let me know. Obviously, this is technically the last live stream scheduled before Christmas. Should we plan something else? Should we be planning for like the day after Christmas or something? Like what should we plan? Ooh. Miss Mabel says, what's your favorite Redwood Empire? That is the question of the century. He said maybe I was playing. You weren't. You weren't playing. I had to switch the lineup like once or twice just to like make sure it was fair. But they kept the same team. Whatever auto drafted. My favorite Redwood Empire. I guess you would have to ask, like, are we going ryes or are we going bourbons? If we did that, it narrows it down to like 2 each. Because I really love the Grizzly Beast. But at the same time, the new Pipe Dream 101 is also really good. At that point, you're just simply going based off of what your preference is, because it's 100 proof or 101 proof. I probably would be leaning more towards the 101 because it has a little bit more complexity to it. But that Grizzly Beast has been my number one for a while. Now, from there, the Rocket Top Rye, bottled and bond, is also, that's the only one that's won the blind for ryes. I blinded all the ryes that I had at the time. That one was a landslide win. But the Devil's Tower is also something pretty special. For me, I can't really say one is like my absolute favorite. If I had to pick one to recommend to somebody, it's probably the Pipe Dream 101 because it is the best price for the best value. Everything else I named off besides that one, it's like 85 to 90 bucks. The Pipe Dream 101 is like 45, 55 in that window, depending on where you're at. It's the highest proof for the lowest dollar with still a lot of complexity. So that one's probably the most recommendable one. I love them all, so hence why they have their own shelf. But good question. Just super hard for me to answer that. Thomas says the Lucky 7 will be cracked open on Christmas Day. See, Thomas, I agree with you. It's a Christmas drink for sure. I will definitely, this is what I'm having on Christmas. There's no doubt about it. Pumped to have it on Christmas. I feel like it's just going to, the vibes are going to be just perfectly made for this one. But if I can interest you on cracking it on Christmas Eve, not for like, don't go crazy with it. Just have a little pour, step outside, get a little fresh, cold air, have the Christmas little fireplace going on the TV in the background, unless you have a fireplace. Take a little sip, money. It's all about the mindset, Tuck says, bro, we need to do a Christmas Day live with Trav and High Top. There's no way both of them are going to be free and available on Christmas Day to do a live stream. I know High Top's not going to, I think he's going to be hiding away, so. And I'm pretty sure Travis is in Hawaii. So, I like the enthusiasm, though. Lopez says, what is the Grizzly Beast? What do you mean? North Florida Bear says, how's it going, Irwan? It's going good, bud. The Grizzly Beast, bro, are we tripping? Redwood Empire, Grizzly Beast, Bald and Bond, Redwood Empire. It's just it was their first 5 grain, which is their 68% corn, 20% rye, 5% wheat, 5% barley, and 2% trinticle. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but it was their first 5 grain. This is batch 3, if anybody was super curious. But it was, it's a bourbon. It's just really good. It has a lot of complexity to it, but it definitely dominates in a little bit of that caramel vibe and sweetness. So it kind of fits the stuff that I like. But the Pipe Dream 101 is like Pipe Dream, just with more. I like it better than the cask strength too. Miss Mabel says, I need to buy that Pipe Dream ASAP. It's a lovely shelf. It is. I love that shelf. The Pipe Dream 101's new. I did a full review on it, so if you want to check that out, feel free. I break it down more in depth, but I kind of said it from the jump. I think because they have their white label, they have the cask strength. The price was just so drastically foreign, though. You got 35 and 85, and I don't think that fits everybody's budget. I think 35 does. I don't think the white labels are for bourbon connoisseurs. That's more friendly stuff, like the random introduction to bourbon bottles or whiskey in general. But I just think they're good. But most people I recommend those bottles to go, hey, this is not, it's not enough for me. I think this bottle fixes all the issues between price, bridging the gap between beginner and connoisseur, and I think that's where Redwood Empire listened and said, hey, we're on to something. North Florida Bear just subscribed. Welcome to the family. I could have swore you already were, but I appreciate it. Mitch Lopez says cigar. I'm in the house. I can't really smoke in here, but not a cigar at least. Cigar and some whiskey. Cigar and some whiskey is a good fucking time. You guys remember when I sat up on the porch? Not the porch, the balcony, whatever we call it. That was a fun stream. A little bit difficult because I brought my entire setup out there, but that was fun. A little cigar. That was the Eagle Rare cigar in the Eagle Rare bottle, so that was a good time. Tuck says, we're going to forego whiskey on Christmas and have a nice wine. Well, I don't know why you're trying to ruin everybody else's Christmas. You do whatever you want. We're having bourbon. Alex says, bro, cats and dogs on the chat. Hey, I'm here for it all. Tuck says, "Oh, Alex, it's Christmas. We can coexist until the 26th. Then it's war." Thomas says, "Lost Monarch cast strength Burr Rye is awesome." I have the Lost Monarch white label and the cast strength. To be honest, I think I like the white label more. I don't know. It's just something about the white label for the Lost Monarch. It was the first Redwood Empire that I had, and it just was like a good bridge. I don't know how to explain it. It was just really good. Nice, super easy to sip on. Cast strength definitely got some more umph to it. But now I'd say that the cast strength, not to like kill your dreams or anything. I think that one's probably my second, third least favorite. I'd probably say the Foggy Bureau, not Foggy Bureau, I don't have that one. The Van Duzen, probably at the bottom of my list. Then the Emerald Giant. Then the what the fuck? Bro, this thing's going off in my drawer. That was fucking nuts. I could hear it. That was freaking me out. Let's see. It's been a few years, but visited St. Augustine Distillery. We'll have to pick up a bottle again. Bro, St. Augustine's money. Now, I will say, I got this single barrel not at the distillery. They didn't have this. At distillery, you can get the Saint, which is really good, but it's $200, right? This is the same proof as the Saint, and I like this one better. But I got this one from Shores Liquor. You can get, they have a ton of Shores liquors all around the distillery, right outside of the downtown area. So I would say go to the distillery, have some fun, but maybe check the liquor stores around there, and they're usually going to have one of these. Because this is like 110 proof. There's only $5 more than the regular Florida straight bourbon, but it's money. Ghost vapes, big facts. It was weird. Tuck says Fireball, Seagrams, and Jim Beams fits my budget. Tux, you can get the Jim Beam Black 7-year or get the Winter Reserve, right? The bottle I keep saying is for the fall, a little Winter Reserve. It's okay. It's nothing super special, but it's definitely like 17, 18 bucks. Miss Mabel says, I haven't figured rye out, but admittedly, I haven't tried a lot. More of a weeder guy. I was the same way, right? I didn't actually like rye at the beginning. Like you can go back. That's funny. Exactly a year ago, and I'll tell you, I don't like rye at all. Now, that's changed. My palate's definitely evolved, and it's what's funny enough. If I drink rye too consistently, I like rye more. I don't know why, but just what happens. But I don't know. It was just too difficult for me to get tasting notes. It was my palate got kind of weirded with it. But the more I kind of broke into them, the issue at the beginning was I was having just ryes that were just like, I had Willet rye. It was like the first one, and I was like, yep, this sucks. Don't want that. You know, I got the Bullet 12-year that's really good for $50. The Redwood Empire ones, again, those are good starter ones. The Rocket Tops, even better. The Still Austin rye, the Wild Turkey rare breed rye, but this Heaven Hill grain to glass rye, that's when you start realizing you have a rye problem because they start costing a lot more money for some reason. North Florida Bear says, just bought our first Jack Daniels B&B rye. Bottled and Bond rye. Oh, my bad. Very nice, especially at $30. I'm here for that. I saw that the other day. I didn't see them until I saw this like Facebook post. Once I saw that, now I see them in quite a bit of liquor stores. I haven't bought one yet, but it may be something that I want to get. Ghost vapes. North Florida says, I was thinking about that Winter Reserve. I'll have to try it. It's good, right? But it's all just like vanilla, caramel, and cinnamon, right? Very kind of just basic, right? Not a lot of proof to it. What's the proof on that thing? 86 proof. But a lot of people have been mixing that with the Jim Beam eggnog, right? Kind of combining the two. And a lot of people say that's really good. I don't like eggnog, so I'm not going to do that. But I hear that that's like a fun drink to make. But if you just like are trying to start the night out or finish it and you don't want to waste your good stuff, it's a fun bottle to sip on. Ms. Maple says, no shit. Willet was the one that messed me up. The first time I had Willet, I took a sip and my tongue actually like tingled. It was like I had Pop Rocks. And I was like, whoa, don't like that. And ever since then, it just wasn't. I had like one or two other ones and I just did not like them. So I kind of just stayed away from rye. And everybody's like, oh, you got to get into rye. And I don't know what he goes by now. The last time I remember it was JC, the rye guy, one of the subscribers that come in the chat quite often. He kind of recommended me a couple, and then I just kind of took it from there and ran with it. So the Redwood Empire stuff's good. The New Rift rye, I've only had the 8-year, but I hear the single barrel rye. That's probably one I would get too. Again, really good stuff. Yeah, this double oak wheated though. This one's probably gonna win. This one's like got the perfect blend of everything there. That one is a wheated. The Still Austin rye was pretty good, but if I remember the blind I did correctly, I remember Rocket Top, Ballin' and Bond won. Wild Turkey Rare Breed rye came in second. I believe the Bardstown Bourbon Company rye, the Origin Series, came in third. Then Bullet 12, and then the Emerald Giant. I think that was in that blind at that time. I don't remember. Mabel says, or maybe it was Weller. I'm sure it was Willet. Everybody loves Weller. Tuck says a little lag there. I don't understand that because I've not done anything different. But sometimes. Louis says, have you tried the Redwood Empire Van Dusen rye? It's right here. It's I don't know. I don't really like it. Like, it's not bad. It doesn't fit my vibe. You know, let's pour it up. Just so I can like freshly think about it. I'm not gonna put it in a Glen. I'm gonna just put it in a rocks glass. I feel like the malt is just too high for me. Like, this is a 31% malted barley, 67% rye, 2% wheat. This is obviously batch one. They only have one batch out currently. It's 94 proof, barrel 45. Obviously, Redwood Empire. Small lot series. I like all their other small lot series, and I'm not against malt by any means, but when I tried this one last, I was just like, this is just like all chocolate. And I love a good chocolate note, but I don't want chocolate syrup. I should have put it in a Glen. That's my fault. Like, it's definitely got some good qualities. It actually is really good right now, so I don't know how to explain that. But I've been drinking other stuff all night, so. I do have another Glen. Lordy. Gents. I got the right one, right? Yeah. I've tried this twice. Both times I was not that big of a fan. I remember saying it's good. It's just not me, right? It's not something I would ever kind of just go to, but mainly because of the malt. It was too malty. It's got this like really nice earthy and citrus kind of vibes going to it right now. Miss Mabel says a little buzz helps. I don't feel buzz though. I am kind of tired, but I'm only tired because I drove fucking 10 hours today. I went from North Carolina. I left this morning at like 9:30, and I got back an hour before the live stream. So I literally came in, ate food, set the cameras. I unpacked and I put the cameras up, and here we are. So it was a long day. Yeah, it's got nice little citrus. It reminds me a lot of the Devil's Tower right now. A little citrus, a little earthy. Definitely a little like that chocolate notes there. And you get like a little tiny bit of ethanol on the nose, but it's you get like a ton of spice from the rye. Fuck me, that's. I always say this. I've talked crap about it, but now I'm saying it's really good. So either one of two things happened. Either it opened up, or maybe I do have a buzz and I don't even know it. What also it could be is everything that I've had tonight has been like 120 plus proof. So going down to a 94 proof, maybe my palate's just acclimated a little bit better to the point where I can just taste everything better. Because before I try it on like a fresh palate, and I would just get chocolate, right? I couldn't really get past that. But this is really good. The proof is 94. 94 proof on the Van Dusen. I mean, you still get like some basic like whiskey notes in there. You get like a little bit of like brown sugar feel for like a sweetness level. And like some baking spices, but overall it's like very citrus, earthy, chocolate, rye. So, I mean, that pour was good, but so hopefully that helps. But I was just saying that it's my least favorite Redwood Empire. Tuck says mini Van Boozen. That's good. Louis says thumbs up. Tuck says my favorite proof point is 66 proof. Yeah, Miss Mabel, hopefully he refers to 66%. 66 proof? Fuck that. What was that, flavored vodka? Fireball's only 66 proof? My nose is all stuffed up now. Alex says, nah, Tugs is 2% low fat. Damn. Y'all going after him now. Oh, dear. One thing about ryes, though, which I find very weird, this is just a me thing. I know it's not everybody. Whenever I drink rye, and I'm like really getting after it, trying to figure out the notes, because it, obviously, to circle back, the way I do tasting notes is maybe a little bit different from most people, but I have a full video on how I personally like to do it. But also, that being said, one of the biggest struggles I would have in getting tasting notes or getting notes on the nose is with ryes typically. Um, it's just harder for me. That could be everybody, but for me, that's just where I feel like I don't have as much experience or know it as well. But I obviously still got it like that. Um, but it always makes my nose like freak out. Tuck says 2%. LOL. 4 proof milk. I mean, 4 proof milk is better than no proof milk. Anyway, the Nulu though, as much as I know that's MGP, the way they finished that one's money. Lopez has I heard that Jack Daniel's twice barreled is tasty. Anyone tried it? No. But I also hear really good things about that. And that's one of the ones that I like know that eventually I have to have. So twice barreled, double oak, to me that's all the same thing. Toasted, it's all in the realm of things I know that I personally probably gonna like. So Tuck says, Lopez, I won't see one of those in my life. You will. I'll show you a picture. What? Let's look it up. Let's look it up. What do you think the price is right now on? You can buy it on Wooden Cork right now for $2.99. Or you can get the twice barreled rye, 2023 Heritage, for $2.50. I hate how it always has you put the birthday in. Like anybody could just lie on it. Like obviously I'm not, but ugh. So they have 100% malted barley grain bill from Jack Daniel's Distillery. You can reserve your bottle right now of the twice barreled Jack Daniel's online right now. Let me see if I can reserve mine. Okay, I'm gonna just save that because I don't really want a single malt though. Thomas says I have a walleye run malted rye, 105 proof. That one is one of my favorites that I bought this year. Chocolate bomb. So the chocolate part again. If I really just wanted something that was very much chocolate forward, then to me personally, I'm probably going Woodford's Double Oak. It has that chocolate note. It's that right perfect level for me. I don't really want something that's all chocolate, and to me, malts have way more. So if I was going for chocolate, then yeah, let's bring out a malt. But most of the time, I'm not. So Tuck says Lopez. Oh, I must have missed that one before. Miss Mabel says, anyone try Woodford's Double Oak? I felt like those were fighting words. Are you trying to make fun of me? I've been dying to get a Woodford's Double. I can buy it. I just don't want to pay secondary. Because it's like you can buy, if you were at the distillery, you're paying $75, $80 at most. You know, buy the same bottle online, 375 milliliter, for like damn near 300 to $400. Do I want one? Yes. Do I think it's worth 300-400? Probably not. So that's the issue. Is I really don't want to like buy it for that much and have that in my mind saying, oh, it's going to be worth $400. I know it's not. So I just don't want to kill it for me, but I really want one. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to try and figure out when they're going to release, and I'm going to go camp outside Woodford's to buy one. So As soon as I know when that is, I'll let you know when it is, and we can all go camping. Tux says, ooh, that's another one I want to try. Me and you both, Tux. Lopez says the twice barreled rye is the one I was talking about. I mean, I don't see it on the website. I know what you're talking about, but yeah, the secondary was like 250. Bro, I thought I read that wrong. It said Jack Daniel's 150 anniversary. Then they have the Jack Daniel's Holiday Select. Damn, all these on the website are really cool. I never see any of this stuff. Mm-mm-mm. Jack Daniel's website's really good though, from like a nerd standpoint. But Lopez says, "Call me old fashioned. Have you had the Sagamore Double Oak Rye?" No, but it's been in my cart at Total Wine for like 6 months. Remember, I wanted to do this big double oak blind, right? So we have the Woodfords, we have the Nulu, we now have the Lucky Seven, we have the Starlight Double Oak. We have, where's the other ones? Oh my god, I don't know where they're all at. We have the Angels Triple Oak. There's more in here. Can't see it. You have the Penelope Toasted, but I wouldn't include that. But I wanted to get the Peerless to make sure that was in there. And then there was another one too that I wanted to get. But I keep having the Sagamore in there just because like I hear a lot of people talking about it. I hear it's good. But don't know if I really care for a double oaked rye. So that's kind of what held me back. Because again, I like double oaks. I like rye. I don't know if I like a double oak rye. Lopez says, get it. Get everything. I know. It's really easy to shop when it's not your money, but it's a little bit tougher, you know? You can buy stuff on Jack Daniel's website, but it's really just their basic stuff. They got the apple, the honey, the fire, single barrel rye, single barrel select. You can buy the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof on here. They got the bonded rye, triple mash, Jack Daniel's bonded, and the Winter Jack cider. What's that? Jack Daniel's Winter cider. That bottle looks cool, but I don't think I want that. Alex says, why is the Eagle Rare so dark? Or was that the bootleg one I saw? I mean, Eagle Rare is definitely a little dark, but for two reasons. One, the label's black, but it's also a 10-year age. So, like, you got this label back here behind it that's black, so it just naturally makes that look like super dark. You know what I mean? But when you turn it sideways, it looks like everything else. So, I like the Eagle Rare. It's hard to find around here, though. I feel like around here lately, and this may go for your area too, if you're around a Publix, a Winn-Dixie, places like that have been getting a ton of like Buffalo Trace allocated stuff, Blanton's, Eagle Rare, E.H. Taylor, but they're coming in these very small waves where they're bringing in like 2-3 bottles of each, and they're gone within like an hour. And then people post about it and be like, look what I got, and because it's gone. So North Florida Bear says winter cider is good stuff, like 17%. So enjoy at your own risk. What is it, like apple? Like Fuck. All right, I'm going back to it. Let's look at it. Let's click on it. I want to read about it. Somebody take me into it. Canned cocktails? What the fuck? Jack Daniel's honey lemonade? That sounds delicious. All right, I can't see it. Thomas has just picked up an Eagle Rare for $38 here in Michigan. It's a good time right there. $38, that's a steal. Eagle Rare, $38. When you crack that one open, you're gonna like enjoy it that much more, you know, because you get it for a good price. Like when you spend like even around here, I believe MSRP, right? For like the chain store, it's still like $50. Blanton's for $67.99. Not around here. That's a good price. I think that's what Blanton's is. If that's not MSRP, that's what it's worth. You know, it's like I paid $110 for mine, secondary. Obviously, you guys know that story if you've been around. Like it's good. I don't think it's worth $110 though. My buddy loves Blanton's. He's like obsessed with it, but it's hard to find, and I don't think you really should spend $100 on it. It's 93 proof. It's got good flavors. It's just like you're paying for the bottle, the actual glass, you know. So Alex says $99. It's not really worth that either. But I mean, if you don't have one, then it's a different story, right? If you've never had Blanton's or you don't own a bottle, then I'd say you can spend up to like $85, $90 and it'd still be like okay. But once you have one, you know, MSRP is all you ever want. Thomas says 2 Weller Special Reserves for $26. Fuck you. I don't believe that. Show me a receipt. I'm coming to Michigan, bro. Where are we going? Actually, I already vowed that I'm never going back to Michigan, but because of the bees. But 2 Wellers for $26, that might make me change my mind. I posted in Discord, right? Hey, well, anybody know any liquor stores in Georgia? Because I hear Georgia's got some decent liquor stores. Nobody answered. I drove through Georgia twice thinking, maybe I'll stop. I don't like to go too far off my little trip, and I usually ride 95. But I thought about stopping. I just didn't. Oh, $26 each? Okay, that's fair. I agree with that. I'm not coming up to Michigan for that, but I get you. $26 for one, that's a good price. Obviously, I got mine for free, so my uncle bought it for me. But it's very good. Obviously, it has a little bit more sentimental value, so. Tuck says you just pulled a fine print moment on us. He did. I see what he did there. Let's make sure we get some water in us. Anyway, boys, I've been drinking a bunch of stuff. What are you guys drinking on? Tuck's got his juicy juice. I know Thomas has had all types of stuff tonight from, well, actually, no, he's holding off on some stuff, but he had the, I can't remember what he had anymore. He's talked about a bunch. Lopez doesn't even drink at this point. I don't think he's ever been like, yeah, I'm sipping on this. I think Tuxedo's still upset about my Penelope downfall. We started out strong with the Architect. You know what I mean? Came out hot. Everybody knows Architect's really good. Then we got the Toasted, which was like getting punched in the face by a campfire. Not really in the best way. If you like campfires, then yeah, in a good way. But the Valencia, we picked that up. I've tried it like once or twice now. I'm not dying to drink it again. So we'll try it again a different day. But we may need to rethink our Penelope intake here. North Florida Bear says moved over to Elijah Craig's single batch. What do I have? Where's my Elijah Craig? Oh, I put it over here. I just have the small batch right now. I mean, Elijah Craig's money. The wife had one of her friends over this weekend, and her friend was getting into bourbon, right? She likes some stuff. She's not like super big on high proof stuff, but she hasn't had a lot, right? He said, I meant small batch. Perfect. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to pull this over while I talk about it then. Because right now I know you can get this gift set. So you can get the Elijah Craig small batch, right? And if you buy the gift set, you can get the black walnut syrup to make an old fashioned with. This combo, money. It's one of my favorite combos, especially without having to like worry that it's expensive, right? Because sometimes when you make an old fashioned, you're using expensive bitters, expensive syrups, whatever, or expensive bourbon. I think that one comes with like just a really good combo for good flavor. I like the black walnut aspect of the syrup, but I think the Elijah Craig pairs really well with it. So, money stuff there. Cajun in the chat says Cody Rhodes single barrel. Okay. Welcome to stream, Cajun. Miss Miller says, I got a nice bottle coming for Christmas. Not totally sure what it is yet, but I know it came in a box. The best bottles come in a box, so I'm here for that. You got to come back on Christmas and let us know what it is, though. Thomas says Jack Daniel's barrel proof rye right now. Okay, I see. Trying to make us all jealous. I get it. Alex says throw a party this year. I put MSRP instead of RSVP. Hey, that's how you know you dialed in. You said, all right, everybody, I need you to MSRP soon. That's good. That's funny though. Tuck says we 1 to 2 on the Penelopes. LOL. We got to get back to 500. I think it's past the deadline now, but I did win that selection to get the. I can't remember what it is. Their new fancy, like private select or whatever it is. Estate collection. I can't remember. Whatever the hard to get one is, apparently. I won that one, but I had to go to the distillery to pick it up. They wouldn't ship it. I tried to give it away in Discord. Nobody wanted it. So that my winnings went to nowhere, but it was cool to win. I just wish it went to somebody. So Alex says, what was that walnut? It's black walnut. The syrup. I put it back. I'm not going to grab it again. Black walnut syrup. It's really good. Syrup. Lopez says he did not like his new Penelope. I wasn't the biggest fan. The Architect is money. I love the Architect. The Toasted's really not bad. It just has so much char to it. It's hard to overlook it. And other than that, it's good. It's just that char is just brutal. The Valencia is different. It's citrusy. It's really light. It's definitely something you start drinking with. You don't go back to that. You know what I mean? You don't go high proof and go down from there. But I think it's just not the right vibe for me. But I like it. It's a cool looking bottle. But whatevs. Louis says he's sipping on some Founders Makers Cellar Age 2024 200 tacos. Oh, he's not drinking. He says Found Makers Cellar Age 2024 for 200. Should I do it? Yeah, I'd say yeah. I never see them, and I hear the Cellar Age is really good. $200. I spent $200 on a Midwinter's Night Dram, so yeah, I'd say do it. Doug says Continental Fashions needs to not try another Penelope until he tries to whatever pronounce that cast rye. That's the only one I'd recommend at this point to save our Penelope art. That's not going to happen though. I'm never going to find that one on the shelf just sitting there. I'm not going to pay secondary for a Penelope on my fourth to go 1 and 4. So I'd say the next one that would even have an attempt at chance is going to be the barrel proof Penelope, the red label one. I see that one sometimes. But I don't know if I'd buy that, you know? It's like $70. Penelopes are heavy hitters on price, so what's crazy is Penelope is a heavy hitter on price, but it's MGP. Now I like how they do some different stuff with it, right? They definitely stand out, but it's still MGP stuff. So North Florida Bear says, have you tried any of the Fish Hawk Spirit whiskey? My friend is a part owner, helped kickstart my journey. Fish Hawk Spirits. No, I don't even know what that is. Fish Hawk. Did you type that right? Am I tripping? Fish Hawk? I gotta look them up. But no, I don't think I did. iRock says, what's up, bro? Hey, what's up, bro? You're late. You're late to the party. iRock's in cold ass Wisconsin. How cold is it there right now? I know when I left North Carolina, it was 27 degrees. So I can only imagine north of that, it's probably like deathly. It's a really cold, like 60 degrees here right now. So, oh no. Louis says, I like the smoke wagon for the younger for MGP and cheap. Have you seen my American flag bottle? I'm not going to grab it. I have the smoke wagon American flag with the eagle pick. It was like $20. Cheap, MGP, just decent. It's just, but like it does the job. I'm big. I like that bottle for that reason. Tuck says, "Yo, iRock, take a drive over to Michigan. Apparently, it's where they're keeping all the good shit." Hey, facts. Thomas says, "Picked up a Penelope 10-year estate bottle. Haven't cracked it yet." Yeah, I think that's the one I was talking about. The estate, whatever it is the one that's the main one of the 3 they sent out. I didn't go pick it up, but that's what I supposedly won. Ark says, I still need to find a Nulu. It's I mean, I saw the other day. I saw a Nulu double oak, not the wheated, just a regular double oak. I saw a Nulu toasted, and a Nulu just Kentucky straight. So they're all kind of pricey though. They're all around 60, $70. Again, another MGP bottle, but this double oak wheated, that one's worth whatever it is, whatever the price is, just pay for it. Eric says my diesel doesn't like the cold. I feel that. Oh, he says it feels like 9 degrees. It's too cold. Too cold for me. Thomas says 16 with wind chill here in mid-Michigan. 16? Nah, not me. Not me. I like it. I like a solid like 30 degrees. 30 to 40 is like that sweet spot where I'm okay with it. I like the cold. But like when we get past that, it's just like, all right, now we're just punishing ourselves. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be cruising into the end of the night here. My nose is all stuffed up. The one thing I hate about traveling, when I go from like North Carolina where it's like 27 degrees, it's cold as shit, and then I come up to come down to Florida and it's like 60 degrees when I get here, and I'm like, all right, it's hot again. My nose, sinuses, all that goes crazy. Alex says, call me old fashioned, has a chin warmer. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Bro, my beard was acting crazy today. Sitting in the car will do that, but toasted. Bro, crumb catcher? You're not lying, bro. Sometimes I'll be pulling shit out of here. I'm like, when did I eat this? I'm kidding. I wash my beard like twice a day, so. Thomas says, gotta get some sleep. This old man is whipped. Thomas, you have a good rest of your night. If we don't see you before Christmas, Merry Christmas. Hopefully you have a good holidays. I got a packed week coming up. I can't even tell everybody what I'm doing because I don't know who's watching. So I got a bunch of stuff coming up. Obviously I just got back in town. We got friend stuff tomorrow, family stuff Sunday, work Monday, Tuesday. Obviously Tuesday's Christmas Eve. We got stuff with the kid, Christmas obviously. So buckle up, boys. Busy week coming. So hopefully you guys have a good week. Irox says, bro, didn't even have a drink today. That's weird. You know what day it is, right? It's Friday. North Florida says, my family comes from North Carolina. I've tried living there. I only lasted about 4 months. The moonshine was in every cabinet, though. Bro, when we go to like North Carolina, Tennessee for Gatlinburg, the moonshine is just like all over the fucking place. So I feel that. I'd love to live in North Carolina, but there's two issues with that. One, everybody that lives there drives like shit. They have no idea how to do it. They're very good at driving down a mountain, though. I'll give them that. But they're not paying attention. 2, they have state tax. And 3, everything's so far, right? Everything's 30 minutes, an hour away. I'm 5 minutes away from everything here, so. Irock says, bro, I know, bro, the drive smoked me. Irock, how long was the drive? Because I don't know if you know this, Irock, but if you check the Discord, I left this morning at 9 o'clock. Drove from North Carolina back to Florida. It took me 9.5 hours, almost 10 hours. So I went from wake up, drive, an hour before a live stream, came here, set up a live stream, and now we're drinking. So no excuses. He says, I'll chat later in Discord, team. Oh, that's all right. Quick to leave, though. I get it. I appreciate you stopping by. Drop a like before you leave, though, bro. Happy 1 year to you, too. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I think it is about that time, though. We're cruising on an hour and a half of the live. What I'm going to do is we're going to pop off of here. I'm going to go hang out in the Discord for like 10, 15 minutes, right? Make sure you guys are, all good for the holidays. And then I'm going to go probably, I'd love to go to bed, but I have to go edit some wedding stuff. So I got a bunch of stuff to do on that end. But if I don't see you before Christmas, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. If you do not already have the bell turned on, if we go live, come hang out with us, have a little holiday pour, if you will. And yeah, of course, as always, like, subscribe, do all that jazz, and I will see you boys on the other side. Peace. That's the wrong song. There we go. North Florida, you have it. You have a great show. Appreciate it, bud. Have a good night. I'll see you boys later.